Well, and then we'll worry about national security afterwards.
Right,
yeah.
Right. All right. The IAEA vote would be to condemn the startling advances the Iranians are making with their nuclear program. A lot to unpack here, but we have the perfect guest to help us. Former Special Forces Green Beret Derrick Anderson and geopolitical strategist Darren Gobb. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on. Darren, I'm going to start with you. Biden seems to be putting his own electoral ambitions ahead of U.S. foreign policy. To Katrina's point, national security.
No
but
big deal.
He's doing it anyway. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Bob, I wouldn't stop there. I mean, basically, he's putting everything else above the interest of the United States, whether it be Iran and their nuclear ambitions, Russia's ambitions in Ukraine. And you can go down a long list that really started since his election, moves through Afghanistan, and continues on to today. So this is not a surprise at all. The bottom line of the entire Biden administration's foreign policy goal seems to be, let's strengthen every enemy of the United States and our allies and weaken every ally that we have, and then be made to be taken not seriously by anybody around the world.
Yeah, Derrick, what do you think would be the point of asking European nations to put any dealings with Iran's atomic program on pause? How would that even change anything, or would it?
Yeah, I mean, my idea of what the Biden administration continues to do over and over again is exudes weakness, whether it's their response to these Iranian-backed militias throughout the world that have attacked our service members in the Middle East. Or if we just look over the last week, he is offering condolences, him and the UN ambassador, to Iran's president, the butcher of Tehran, the week before Memorial Day weekend, when we should probably be focusing on memorializing and honoring our service members that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. So, unfortunately, the Biden administration's national security plan is lackluster at best.
Darren, do you think I'm over-exaggerating when I say that the Biden administration is, again, to everyone's point here, our national security, world security, putting that all at risk to get reelected because the voters he needs stand for so many things that are anti-American?
Well, I don't think you're understating it at all. In fact, I'd say that that's just the beginning. There's so much more that he's doing, putting our nation at risk in order to pursue his own personal electoral victory that he hopes to see come November, and the rest of us hope he doesn't get to see. And it is pretty sad when you're putting everybody else above the interest of the United States and its citizens, and frankly, above the interests of all of our allies around the world, too, that are all basically being attacked by a number of different enemies. And we seem to be standing behind all those enemies right now and not behind our allies. And that's unfortunate. Clearly, there's a heavy price to pay for that. And I hope come November that something changes and we can put in an administration that actually recognizes what it takes to secure our nation first. Because if we secure our nation first, then we can be an example for others to follow should they choose to.
All right, Derrick, final thoughts.
Yeah, I think Darren's absolutely right on this. The Biden administration, over and over and time again, have not been on the wrong side of all of this. Again, we see the responses to these terrorist organizations. We see the responses to Iran and to Russia, and even China for that matter. The Biden administration has just not been on the right side. And so until we change course, until we change administrations, unfortunately, we are stuck with them.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to have to leave it there. Derrick Anderson, Darren Gobb, we appreciate your joining us this Monday afternoon, and we thank both of you for your service.
Thank you.
And for more on the ruling from UN's High Court, we turn now to our correspondent, Sarah Williamson, with the latest on that story. Sarah.
Good afternoon to you both. Look, the ICJ chief has been under fire